Welcome! Today I'm going to talk about the next big patch for my very first indie game, the Duck Amikaze Strikes Back. It's going to be a patch that is mainly user-friendly, as I like to call it, because it won't change the game itself, but it will make more people being able to appreciate the game as I intended it to be at first. So there is two different things that we are going to talk about today. The first is the easy mode, and which is not easy enough as I didn't thought it will be, but it's how we do, we learn by doing stuff and mistakes and all that. And the second one is like the option menu and the main menu. There is things to improve, ambiguity stuff, so we're going to talk about this today. So first things first, it's been 3 months since the release of my game, and I'm really proud of being able to release my very first game. It has been a long journey. It took me around 9 months in total, full-time, doing this. It's less than 9 months, but it's around 9 months in total. It's like 8 months of work and 1 of marketing, if I tell it that way, and it brought me $100 after 3 months. So you could say it's a huge failure, and you would be right, but I don't see it that way, because a huge portion of my code base is really great and I can rely on it. And my second game, I've been able to nearly complete it, and it's like the same amount of work, but it took me like twice as less time to make or something. I mean, it's hard to quote, but anyway. So even though, yes, on paper, in terms of money for now, I didn't succeed to get like a sustainable job, and this is not the question of the video, of course, but still, I'm really proud that I started the journey and many people trust in me, to play my game and try it and give it a try. But I realized there is not enough people that did it, and for one part, of course, is my fault, definitely. But on the second one is the marketing, and I don't really have any control on it. If tomorrow someone makes a video about 1 million views, I skyrocket and it's finished, It really, there is a part that is on my hand and there is a part that is not on my hand. So I'm just trying my best to do the best as possible. And there is 3 stuff I want to do, and this patch will be about the user-friendly thingy, as I told you, but one also stuff will be the cover of my game that I did. I did it with AI at first. I updated it as best as I could, and I didn't know back then that I could do it, any better. So this is something I have in mind. Some people give me bad feedback about it, and I understand it's not that clean, definitely. To me, it was just, like an image to give you like an advertising, I didn't expect it to be that much for people, but I understand now that people don't like it and want something else, want something more pixelated, something more related to the game. So be sure that before the end of the year, I will make another patch just for that, but I'm still not sure how to draw it, or what the style could be, so I will be doing a second patch for this later this year, and I think it will be something similar to my game logo, which we can see if we reload the game. But anyway, we can see it at a lot of different places. So let's get back to what's really crispy today, and it's 4 minutes already, and I'm sorry, but there is so much things to say, and I'm not even sure if I said it, so I will say it again if I didn't say it already. But thank you if you are here, if you're supporting me, if you're helping me doing my dream, because making games is wonderful, and if I could do this every day, honestly, I wouldn't need anything else to do in my life, because it's wonderful. But I still need to be able to make it sustainable, so for now I still have to keep working. So first thing first, the easy part, the easy mode. One big trouble with my game is that if you start the game, you can see on the bottom left corner there is the easy mode, but if you don't know it, you don't see it, and many people don't see it, and there is a huge trouble with this. Is like, even if you know where to go in the option menu here and switch, you see the infinite jumps there, but it's not super cool, it's not like super user friendly, and so people sometimes they just start the game, they go in normal, and then they get in some certain levels and they get stuck, especially in the beginning of the game. I realize, and this is really crazy, that even with infinite jumps and literally 5 hearts, people struggle when games like this, you know, it's like this level, for example, is really easy on this part, for example, and it's definitely cheating, but not every level, of course, is like that. And so my point is that if we get back to my main menu, pop, and we get to the leaderboard, if we can get into, for example, if I get to the end, normal, easy mode, some levels, there is not enough people for now that played my game entirely, but there is some, like Madeline, and I'm really proud of it. Another player below is like, I mean, must have like, you know, emoji in his name, so you can't see it because there is no character in my font to show it, but some people played my game, and so what's crazy that sometimes it's an easy mode like this one, you know, and it's like 15 minutes, 16 minutes. So the idea is that even with infinite jumps and 5 hearts, people struggle a lot to be able to do it. And so I think this is one of my huge first mistake in the game, is like not only people do not see the easy mode, but plus they have 5 hearts and infinite jumps, and it's not enough. So my take on this is like I should do exactly like Celeste does and give people way more stuff. And so I think I will change the hearts and not have 5 hearts anymore, but having like infinite amount of hearts. So it will mean that in easy mode you will have a life infinite. Infinite amount of life and infinite amount of jumps. So it will be definitely way easy, even too easy maybe, but the idea is that you will be able to finish every game, and you will not be stuck at any position in the game. And so it's really nice because you will be able to play the entire game. And so if you really struggle with one level like this one, for example, that many struggled with and didn't finish, you will be able to. And I will not be able to, I won't have to change, you know, the game itself, or have to add more checkpoints or whatever, because I think the game is great, you know, in normal and hardcore mode, but I understand that there is people that think the game is too hard. So this will be one of the first things now after the patch 1.1. Yes, that's a good name. The 5 hearts will no longer be there. You will have infinite hearts, so it will be even easier. So the idea is that if you struggle, you will be able to finish it. I could be like in Celeste, you know, and do like there is an option in the menu where you can just enter and it's finished the level and it's like done and you can pass. But this is like overkill in my mind. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to have such way to play games. So if the game has to be clear like that, it's, I mean, what's the point? So I won't get that far away, but yeah, infinite hearts I think will bring people a way easier time, and so as we saw in the leaderboard, they will be able to not take 15 minutes, even in easy mode, to finish my game and every level. I don't really like the idea on paper, because I'm like, every game every level can be done really quickly in easy mode if you don't have any hearts. I mean, you know what I mean, infinite hearts and infinite jumps, but I mean, who am I to judge, you know? And even if I look at myself, I'm pretty good at playing platformers, but when I play FPS, I'm pretty good too, but I tend to adore playing in easy mode in FPS, and I don't really know why. I think it's just funny, you know, when you play against AI and stuff. So it's not my job to judge what people should do about my game. I should give you and players as many possibilities as possible. So yeah, this is the first thing. So to changing this, I have to change the way the information is brought to the player. So for example, when you start the game, you don't see anything except in the bottom left corner, and also at the top left corner too. On the difficulty, if you change it, it will change it visually, but it's not enough. So what I will do is to create a middle screen between the world map and the main menu. and you will be able here when you click enter, but not for that because I didn't do it already, to be able to change your difficulty and understand with some texts and icons what you will get by choosing easy, normal or hardcore mode. And it will be even fun because in the beginning of the game, when you don't have finished the game, you don't have the hardcore mode unlocked, and so you will be able to see it exists before you have access to it. So this will add more information to the player, and on top of that, at the top of the screen I will add some text, I think like 1 or 2 sentences, so that the player can read a bit of lore, because I saw a few players play my game and they were like talking about what's the name already? The word in English, it was like farmer. Yes, that was Shike, if I pronounce it right. That played my game, and I'm really glad he did. He did share my game, but I think didn't read the Steam page, or maybe only when he played the game he didn't remember it. But he talked about Amikaze having to explode hunters. Farmers minding their own business, but actually it's hunters. So I understand that some people just get the game because someone tell them, oh, it's a good game, just go play it, but they don't necessarily read the Steam page. So my take on this is that I was wrong. I can't expect people to have this information from nowhere or get, of course, on the Steam page. They need to have every information inside the game. Like the Steam page could have gone, it doesn't matter. So the idea is like, not only I need to add like an easy mode here, but I also need to add like some text so that people knows what they're doing. On paper there is already the tutorial that gives some stuff, but not enough. And because the tutorial also gives you information on what to do, like jumping or whatever, sometimes people just read the first one and they're like, oh, I know what a platformer is, so they don't read anymore. And when they get to the end, there is a bit more lore, but they don't read it because they think the entire stuff is just random bullshit, so it doesn't make any sense to be read, which I understand perfectly. It's something I didn't expect it at first, but I realized it afterwards. I love this game, damn, it's so gorgeous. I'm so proud I've done it. And so here there is some avenge thingy, but some players didn't read it, so they don't really get it, and so that's the point. I did some mistake on my game, and the first one was this idea of giving the information. I didn't give the information good enough or well enough. So this is the take for the information overall. And one final point is the option menu. There is some trouble because ambiguity, because for example here there is the game and here there is accessibility. I did something very similar to Shovel Knight without really thinking about it too much, or it was like an example for me, so I did it kind of blindly, but I realized it's a mistake because here inside game I have like language, difficulty and the bonus, but it's down to it. But the trouble is like, if you want to change the difficulty, by default your mind should go on the accessibility thingy. It's more logic to get there, so I will switch the difficulty and put it here. I will also remove the flash because it doesn't have to, it's just for nostalgia that I put it here, but actually there is no flash in the game. It's just that my pause menu is really complex, and you can't imagine how many, I can tell you it took me like 4 months or something to make everything you can see on the screen, like the main menu, the pause menu, the UI stuff. So I just wanted to keep this in the code, just like for nostalgia's sake or something, and it's stupid because it doesn't have any, it adds nothing to the game, so I will remove it. Some people thought it had to be, used or whatever, so it was my bad. Sometimes, I get stupid with tiny thingy. The performance issue, yeah, that was really nice. This I'm really proud, even though I'm sad I had to use it, but some people have like a toaster, I like to say, as computer. So by doing this, you can switch from like physics water to old pixelated style. I'm not sure if I ever talked about it in a video. So yeah, that's it. Now I did. And so I will put the difficulty in there, in accessibility, and so I will put the language back to the top, and so game will no longer exist and will be replaced with language, so it will be better. The pause menu will be better. I think I will also split the controls, because there is some things about the keyboard here. The two things are keyboards and the two things here are controllers, so I will split it in two, I think, just like I did in my second game. So there will be the controls of the keyboard and the controls of the gamepad. I mean controller, depends on the way you talk or you call it, and it will be better this way. Audio is everything, and video. And I will also add something I didn't add, is like the joystick dead zone. By default there is 20%, but some people that played my game said, oh, it's bad because there is like a joystick drifting, there is trouble with the game. Sometimes there is movement without me controlling it or doing it, or it's not precise or whatever, but it's just because the joystick, you know, is a bit rusty and stays in place, and so if the dead zone is not big enough, without thinking they do anything, they still move. So I will add this into the option menu so that they will be able to increase and not just get 20%, but like 40-50% depending on their needs. All that will bring the game to a very better state, and apart of that, I think everything is fun. The credit is nice, the leaderboard is nice, the game is nice. So yeah, all that huge video of more than 16 minutes already, and I'm sorry, but if you like insights, you got some to bring. So a better pause menu, a better here when you click on enter for start game, you will get more information on the lore and especially the choice of difficulty, and know what each difficulty will bring you. I will then improve, of course, the easy mode so that it's really easy and we do not get people on the leaderboard that goes like maybe like 15 minutes or something to get some levels in easy mode, which shouldn't happen, even though, I mean, it's not that bad, but when it's easy, it should be easy. So it's levels that are made for like 5. I mean, when I look at myself, when I played even in normal mode or whatever, sometimes in the first time I played some levels, it was like 15 minutes too. So it's not that huge of a big deal, but I want a lot of people to be able to play it, and even a grandma that doesn't play any game in its entire life, in her entire life, be able to, you know, play the game. So by having infinite arts and infinite jumps, I think it will be perfect so that everybody can play the game and finish it. And of course, if you really look for challenges, there will still be the normal mode with 3 arts and that's it. Boom, like this. And if you want to go for the hardcore mode, then it will be even harder with only 1 HP. But take good care, because it's of course a lot of challenge, but as I showed in previous video, the hardcore mode is feasible. You can get the 100% of the game. And yeah, so after that patch 1.1, I will do it on the game, and I will do it also on the demo, so that both are the same and you don't get information wrong from one or another or whatever. Both will get the same. And then it will have a final thing, is the cover. I already talked about it in the video, I think, a bit earlier, as I record this on the raw end. But so the cover is made by AI, in partially, but it's definitely not good enough. I understand when people talk about it, so, and give me this as a bad feedback, and then they say that they don't want to play the game just because of that. It's crazy for me, because of course it's just an image, but I understand. I already talked about it. So later this year I will patch this, and I'm not already sure how to make it look, but I have some ideas to make it look like my main logo. So yeah, so that's it for it. So more information for the player, a better pause menu thingy, more information again, an easy mode that will be really easy, and later this year I mean, more options in the menu too, in the pause option menu, and later this year update my Steam cover, and everywhere there is the cover of the game, to something that really strives for power, if I may say, and make me proud of it, and I don't have to look at back and I'm like, I'm a bit sad of it, it's not good enough, but having something that nobody can tell me that it's not good enough or whatever. So having a nearly perfect game in my hand, and having no regret at all, because right now there is a few stuff that I mentioned today in this video that are frustrating for me, and I'm like, I need to, even if, let's say, the game made $100 and never ever made a single more penny, it doesn't matter, I need to finish this, you know, like, to make it perfect in my mind, in my heart. And even if it makes $0 after that, even after the patch, it doesn't matter. It's just, I have expectation. I did as fast as I could, as best as I could this first game, and I'm really proud. As you can see, there is leaderboards, there is achievement within the game. Not everybody does that in their games. I try to translate my game also a lot, and synchronize Steve achievement. A lot of stuff has been done and have been great, but it's not good enough. There is always people that are not satisfied, and they're right. This is why we are customers. We want the best of the best. So I will improve this game. And I don't need to work that much. You know, I took like 21 minutes for now to talk about this, but I don't need to work that much to improve the game at that state. But I needed time to figure it out, you know, to think about it, and also work on my second game. So now it's the right time to update my first game and ensure that everybody can enjoy it as best as possible. And I think it's going to be great. Thank you for following around, and stay tuned to the end. I'm not sure if you watch all this and listen to me. I have no word in English to talk about boring you or bothering you with all that, but I did my best to give you more insight, you know, about stuff. And so I'm really glad that people, you know, trust me and help me going into this journey. And I really hope to be able to keep doing this forever, because honestly, if I could, it's just the best job of the entire world. But of course, I need to work way more. Final note, if you didn't saw it, I will just say it now, because I'm not sure if I ever told about it in a video, but there is some Easter eggs on my mountains, and so in front of my duck right now, Amikaze, you can see an iguana, or something that looks like an iguana. And honestly, I didn't do anything purposely, but just when I look at it, I always think it's funny, because the shapes and the color makes me think about different stuff. Here, if you go to the right, you can see a smiley face, so this one is pretty easy, of course, to see. I'm not sure if I'm going to remember everyone I put, or I remember. To the top right, there is a fish, pretty close to the tree. Here it's like a dog that I remember from a game when I was a child. The dark brown piggy close to my duck. And I think it was like an eagle or something somewhere. Do I remember where it's like? I'm not even sure. I remember somewhere. Is it on the right, maybe here? Oh. We're just trying to figure it out. Funny stuff. But I put in a game, and actually I didn't really... Oh yeah, to the left there is some sort of drawing bird, if you want. And yeah, I'm really proud of the way I drew the map. It was my first time doing it, and honestly it looks pretty nice. So that's all for today. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not sure if we can say this in English, but for following around, and I hope you have fun with my game. I should say even with my games with an S, because my next game demo has just released yesterday when I record this, and it already has a pretty huge impact. I mean, pretty huge impact. It's just big number, but still bigger figures than the first game, so it's really interesting, but I'll talk about it more in a separate video. So see you next time, have fun, and yeah, bye bye.